Hey everyone, this is Tony, and today I'll be talking about the repfitness AB-3000 2.0 FID bench. Let's talk about the overall dimensions of the bench. So the bench is 56.5 inches long. That's from the rear brace here to the single leg up front right here. The bench height is 17 inches. So the rear brace right here has two rear wheels. The wheels are fairly large. And the brace itself, this rear brace right here, is actually almost 26 inches wide. So it gives you great side-to-side stability. As you can see, I'm trying to rock this back and forth, and it's just not moving or budging, which is fantastic. Because it does have a rating of 1,000 pounds. Now, the material that's on the pads here is called Clean Grip, and it has some, it's not really perforations in it, but it has like a pattern in it, so it's very grippy, which is great, so you're not sliding, especially if you're sweating and you're getting sweat on the pads. You're not really sliding on the pads, so this is really good during those hard workouts where you're really sweating. So this Clean Grip is actually really good, and it's also easy to clean. Now the rear pad here is 36 inches long, okay, and almost 12 inches wide. Or the seat pad is 15 inches wide at this point here, and then at this point here it's almost 11 inches, and then the length is 15. So what's great about this pad here, the seat pad, is it is reversible, so you can move the pad around 180 degrees, and you could have the wider portion over on this end here and the more narrow up front, depending on what you're doing and what you're comfortable with. Now there is a gap between the back pad and the seat pad, okay, and that gap is about 2 inches between the two. And up front, you have your leg rollers. Each one is 7 inches long. And what's great about this leg roller arm, it has 6 different positions that you can actually adjust the arm with this pin. So if we pull the pin out, we could lower it all the way back here, and it slides right in. And what's really nice is that there's a guide rod tube right here that guides the pin all the way through. So you're not fiddling with the pin at the other end if you didn't have such a thing like that, if you didn't have this piece right here. And you could see right here, it's at the rear adjustment, but we could also move it all the way up to the forwardmost adjustment right here, which is great if you're doing decline on this bench. Okay. So let's talk about all of the different adjustments on the bench. We've already talked about the front rollers, but let's talk about the back pad as well as the seat pad. So the back pad has a total of 8 adjustments that you can make. It goes from 0 to 85. So 0 being right here, 85 here. So it goes 0, 15, 30, 45, 60, 70, and then 85. Now there is another adjustment, and that's for the decline. And the decline is actually a -12. So if we lift up the back, we move the arm out of the way, that's where we get the -12. If we lift it up, we got 0. And if you'll notice, there was hardly any noise. And the reason why is because it has these rubber pads right here on the end. So you don't hear that clanking that you would normally hear with other benches. Now the nice feature about this as well is that the numbers the 0, 15, and so on are actually laser cut. So we're going to lower this, and we'll talk about the seat pad. Okay. So the seat pad here has a total of 5 adjustments. It goes from 0 to 20. You've got 0, which is completely flat. Then you have 5, 10, 15, and 20. And that's adjusted right here with this pull pin. Okay. So we could lift it up. And we can put it down. So that's what this pin does. It allows you to adjust the seat in 5 different angles. And then I already talked about the front leg extension here. That has 6 positions that you could actually select depending on what you're using the rollers for. So overall, the bench is really a great value for what you're paying. You get versatility with a decline, incline, a flat bench. You get the versatility of the front seat pad being able to adjust up. You get the flexibility of the leg support here with the rollers that's adjusted, 6 different angles. And all of this comes in at around 89 pounds. So it's a nice hefty bench. Now the footprint for this, because I mentioned earlier that it's 56 inches long, it's about almost 10 square feet. That's about the footprint of this entire bench. And as I mentioned earlier, it has a 1,000 pound capacity. And it also comes in 5 different colors. This one being red, which I happen to love red, so that's why I got it in red. So overall, I think the bench is fantastic. It's built like a tank. It doesn't move. I think when I was showing you earlier about the rear brace, it wasn't moving. Even when we lift it up here, there's really hardly, it's not really moving that much at all. It's very stable, which is also very important. So one other nice feature on this bench is the handle up front, located right here. So it really gives you nice leverage and support when you're actually moving it. And it's in there tight. So we could lift it up, we could swing it around, we could back it right into all-in-one right there. So one of the reasons I bought this particular bench is because I wanted to use it with my all-in-one trainer. And one of the limitations I have with this specific trainer is that the weight stack is located in the back. So here is the Smith machine. One of the purposes of this bench is to be able to do incline presses. So we're going to lower this down slightly. Okay. Now again, as I mentioned before, it's currently flat, so we're going to bring it up to 5 degrees. Okay. So at 5 degrees, we'd still be pretty good as far as where the position of the bar is relative to the bench press, and at 5 degrees. Now, if we go higher than 5, let's say we go to 30, okay, it actually wouldn't necessarily work because the bench can't go any farther back because of the weight stack. But if your head is right here, it's really coming down almost on top of your neck. I'll demonstrate at 30 degrees where the bar comes down. So it comes right to where my mouth is at. So this would not work because the bar should ideally come right where your chest is, right about here. And this won't work because I can't push the bench back any further than where it's at right now. And this is typically caused because the bench is too long for this specific machine. So although the bench it's a fantastic bench, the build quality is exceptional. It has great features on it. It just wouldn't work to do an incline press on this specific machine using the Smith bar. Now, if I was using a regular weightlifting bar, that's different. We have the J hooks. We can move the bench forward and adjust it so the bar comes down correctly. So you're pressing it correctly. But for this application, this bench would not work. And I'm at 30 degrees, and typically I want to bring it up to 45. So if I was to lift this up to 45, you wouldn't be able to use the Smith bar with this bench. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe, like to help support the channel, comment, and I hope to see you soon with my next video. Bye.